Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Tropic Wonder podcast. We are kicking it today in South Florida. It's hurricane season. It's beautiful and crazy. You just never know what the weather's going to be. It's raining 1 minute. It's beautiful and sunny out there right now, but all morning it's been in and out. Rain, thunder, lightning, hail. It's nuts. So, gorgeous day out. We are exploring life today and every day here at the Tropic Wonder podcast. I am always in a constant state of wonder about what the actual F is going on in the world. I don't know about you guys, but I've always been a deep observer of society, and I've always wanted to explore life's mysteries and dive deep into questions that I didn't have the answers to, like the meaning of life and the point of religion and is God real? I'm always constantly questioning. I remember even when I was a little kid asking, ministers in Sunday school and asking my parents these questions, but who invented God? But what came after that? And then as I got older, I started questioning not just my parents and the religious authorities, but the educational. And then as I got even older, a little bit older than that, the political authorities. So I've just always been on a journey for truth my whole life. And it's always led me to, I guess, really deeply analyze and want to pick apart and look for the fundamental founding principles of our society. Like what motivates us to behave the way that we do? What motivates men and their egos to always want to be grasping for power and dominance and control and having authority over one another? And I've always been a person who rebelled against, I guess, arbitrary authority. I've never been a creature to just blindly accept and obey what was told to me. I never believed, even as a little kid, that anybody else should have dominion over me. So I have been in trouble most of my life for asking these questions, because people who want you to obey them and want to control you never want to be challenged. People who have so much ego that they want to have dominion over every other human being, they don't like when their authority is questioned. And that has just never bode well for me my entire life. I've always constantly had this burning desire to get to the root of, injustice and discover what truth really means. And I believe that our society, I'm nervous and worried and scared for our society that we are drifting further and further from the truth. So that's why I created this podcast, to connect with a lot of people. I know sometimes, if you're born in a small town, especially like I am, I'm from Wisconsin, I'm from a small town. It's not always easy to find like-minded, free-thinking human beings who you can have these deep discussions with, which is why it's important to connect with others like yourselves. So cool if you're here, if you're watching this. I love you guys. That's badass. Welcome. How's it going? Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It totally helps me out. I appreciate that. And yeah, I've always been, I guess, rebelling against authority since I could breathe, and it's gotten me into a lot of trouble just by asking questions. It's crazy how angry people get when you question people who want to have dominion over you. It's a lot of egoic response. I think people do not take kindly when they have to explain themselves. I think for many reasons, but I think one in particular is because they don't always have the answers. They don't always know why they're driven to dominate others. They just know that the ego wants to control you. And I believe that it's our job as human beings, as spiritual sovereign beings, as free beings of the universe, of whatever God you believe in. I believe my creator created me to be a free bitch, baby, and I refuse to be controlled by other men who I believe on a spiritual level I'm more intelligent than. So it's gotten me in a lot of trouble, always with my parents, with the authorities, with the educators. I got kicked out of high school. I've had multiple run-ins with authority figures throughout my life, my short life so far. And so today we're going to talk about something really cool. We're going to talk about somebody who is really, as an artist, which I appreciate, through music, really, I guess, so poignantly putting into words and into song, even more importantly, because people need music to release emotions that they're not even aware that they're confined to. So today we're going to talk about a really awesome person, I think a really beautiful soul, a really beautiful human being who poignantly put into words, I think, what so many of us in not just America, but in the world are feeling right now. And it's really important to discuss music. I think it's a snapshot into our culture, into the hearts of the people, into how human beings are thinking at the time and the experiences that we're going through. And this will, be remembered throughout the foreseeable future. People can look back, 100 years from now and know what we were going through as a culture. So today we're going to talk about a really badass song. I'm super inspired and proud of this guy. His stage name, his music moniker is Oliver Anthony Music. However, his real name is Chris. He has paid homage to his grandfather, who grew up in 1930s Appalachia, and he has talked about how their family struggles. He had grew up with 7 siblings on dirt floors and wanted to pay homage to his grandfather. And we're going to talk about his song today. I'm going to play a little clip for you right here.
Well, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Okay, so that was a little bit of the song. I've listened to this song probably 20 times so far. This is amazing. This song blew up overnight. This fellow was quite literally just singing in the middle of the woods, and I think just a very peaceful, private dude who enjoyed solitude up until a few days ago, and like so right on for the world for making the right guy famous. First of all, I'm so frustrated all the time by the music industry and our culture right now. I'm quite frankly just terrified and nervous for Gen Z, because Most of them don't even have a third grade reading level, but they know every single word to WAP. They know all the lyrics to every Cardi B song, like these just filthy, filthy, meaningless songs. And I think that right now you're seeing a lot of people like Sam Smith, who I'm so sad because, like, what a beautiful voice. I do not like pop music on any level, but every once in a while an artist comes along where I'm like, hey, you know what? They are talented, even though I may not like the style of music or the lyrics. Their voice might be a beautiful instrument, or there might be some element to them that is worthy and redeeming. But right now in our pop culture, we're just not seeing that. I'm always so sad by the state of affairs of our world, and it gives me no hope for the future. But every once in a while, a working class hero comes along, like Oliver, whose real name is Chris, and writes a song that captures the hearts of so many. And this guy, the last time I checked, he's got like 29 million views. By the way, check out his YouTube page too, because we want to make sure that he is getting paid for this. I know that the page, I think it's a radio station in West Virginia, I think that they're running his music video, and that's awesome for them. But also make sure that you give this guy credit, and go on his page too, Oliver Anthony Music. He's on YouTube, because we want him to get paid for his beautiful song. So I'm always, really like terrified, right, by the state of our current culture. Like, just freaks me out that so many people are brainwashed into watching people gyrate on stage in like literal satanic clothing, like actually paying homage to Lucifer. Freaks me out. So worried for the state of humanity. But then every once in a while, like I said, a working class hero comes along like this guy and just writes this tune, and he really just put his thumb on the pulse. He really put his finger on and articulated so many of our thoughts and feelings. Just some of the lyrics that stood out for me, in the beginning, he opens up, he talks about just working overtime hours for bullshit pay. He talks about, your tax dollars were taxed, which is theft. Like, F that. I don't want to pay taxes. I don't want you to steal my money. Like, the founding fathers of our country, they did not intend for our money to be taxed, right? Like the Boston Tea Party, that was over a 3% tax hike, and they threw what today's economy would be millions of dollars of tea into the ocean, and they were like, screw you, we're drinking coffee from now on, okay? Like, that's why they always want to attack masculinity in this country, because brave men, they do not want in our country, because they know that they'll revolt. So they call you masculine, men, they call you toxic, and they try to strip us of our foundational values, and they try to take away motherhood from mothers, and they try to tell you that it's wrong. You actually want to go to work. No, women. You'll never be happy loving and nurturing children and baking beautiful breads and feeding your family and loving them and teaching them all of your beautiful, feminine, divine, God-given wisdom. You'll never be happy caring for your husband and having your husband care for you in all of these ways. You'll never be happy, hanging laundry on the line and picking beautiful wildflowers and growing a garden. You would never be happy doing that. You want to wear pants, and you want to go slave away for the man. You want to get a degree, and you want to get 200 grand in debt, at least going to college. And then you want to spend the rest of your life competing in an oversaturated market where you'll probably never succeed because everybody is cookie cutter just like you and also has a degree now. You want to go to work and pay taxes. That's what's going to make you happy. Oh, you're stressed out from that? Have a drink. Oh, you deserve some wine. Have a shopping spree. Why don't you go online? Watch some Netflix to just, balance yourself out. Make sure you have a drink too. Consume. And guess what? Oh, you're in more debt? Well, here's a credit card. Borrow some more money, go back to work, rinse and repeat. That's the cycle that we live in. And so I love when this guy opens up and, even though he's talking about like a blue collar industry, I think that speaks to so many, where he's like, I get up, I go to work, I come home, I drag my ass home, drown my sorrows in drink, and then I go back to work and do the same bullshit, all to make rich men north of Richmond rich, richer. A couple other things that stood out for me. I love, oh man, the first time I heard the song it made me cry, I'm not gonna lie. But he says, I wish that, this one's deep, right? You guys ready for this? I wish that politicians looked out for miners, coal miners, the way that they look out for miners on an island somewhere. Like, dude just got raw. He just mic dropped. He just said it. I didn't say it. I was gonna say it. I would have said it, but he said it. Damn, like, we all know who been flying on Lolita Express. Bill Clinton, 26 times, Hillary Clinton funding, child adoption programs and orphan programs in Haiti. Oprah just got caught. Her best friend was John of God. He got sentenced to 99 years in prison, 99 to life for running a child trafficking organization. So like, we're getting deeper and deeper and deeper. The rabbit hole goes so deep, the swamp goes so deep, and all this shit's being exposed. And this guy just called it out like that. I mean, it was so beautifully put. I love it. And you hear the pain in his voice when he's singing that part too. Another lyric that stood out to me. There's people on the street ain't got nothing to eat. Meanwhile, there's obese milking welfare. If you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Like, fucking A. I mean, he said exactly what we are all thinking. We're all feeling that. Damn. So he recently just put out a statement because nobody knew who this guy was, and he didn't really want fame. It seems like he's pretty content doing what he's doing, living in the country, seems like a real humble dude. He put out a statement, I guess, on Facebook, introducing himself, who he is, who his grandfather was, and that's where he was inspired to use his grandfather's name. But he also put out this message and just explained who he is. I guess he's got record deals now. People are offering him millions of dollars. The last one he put out, he said he got offered $8 million. And he's like, I don't want, a fleet of rock star trailers. I don't want to be selling out stadiums. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I just wrote this song because it was what was in my soul and I had to get it out. I felt this collective like pain and anguish, and I was dealing with anxiety and I was dealing with depression. And that is the beauty of what music does. It's able to turn all of these emotions and not only transmute them, so now you are releasing them from your consciousness, but you are also helping humanity to pinpoint exactly what it is that they're feeling. And once you identify and label your feelings, they're not so scary anymore. Once you identify and label something and you shine the light of consciousness within those dark spaces in your heart and soul, you're able to shine the light and help transmute and release those feelings. So you're not burdened by them or plagued by them any longer. And that is the beauty of music and why it's so important. Like, I kind of get emotional about this because, like, man, there's been so many times in my life where, I didn't want to make it anymore. I didn't want to be here. And there have been so many times where music came in and did that for me. Music healed me. Even when I was a little kid, I remember, I had a boombox before any technology. All we had were boomboxes, and I had my little boombox. I was in 3rd grade. I'll never forget this. And I had to press play and pause at the same time. If you wanted to record a cassette tape off the radio, you had to press play and pause at the same time. All you old school 90s kids know what I'm talking about. And I would wait all day for my favorite songs to come on. Like Creep had just come out. Pablo Honey, Creep's Radiohead's, I think it was their 2nd album, came out with Creep, and just all the good music that was on the radio at that time. That was when I discovered Tool. Tool was a life-changing event for me, and the complexity of the lyrics allowed me to release all of those emotions that I couldn't process or understand at the time, but they helped me to articulate feelings that I couldn't myself find the words for. And, even across genres, I'm a metalhead first, but I love all different types of music that are meaningful. I'm a jazz singer as well, but take Bob Marley, for example. So many people to this day sing those words to Bob Marley's songs, and they don't even probably realize what they're doing when they're singing them, but they are affirming to the universe one love, under God, let's get together and feel all right. Like one love, let's give thanks and praise the Lord and I will feel all right, you know, or even like, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing, it's gonna be all right. And, you know, when I sing those songs, like, I just see the beauty and the best of humanity and what humanity is capable of. Like, it doesn't matter that we don't know each other. When we sing those songs or we hear those songs playing, we are able to conjure those same emotions. So it's like every single time those songs and those frequencies are echoed throughout the universe, or even classical music, those melodies that are echoed throughout the universe are helping to heal humanity and promote love and healing and oneness, one consciousness, one spirit, one love. They're also helping to transmute emotions and boost our frequency and raise our vibration collectively together. And that's what we're supposed to do. And that's what music does. Music knows no boundary of nationality, of race, of skin color. That is so small-minded. If you are limited by skin color, nationality, or any other third dimensional limitation where that is all you see, then you are fucking part of the problem. You are stuck in the matrix. We are waiting for you to get your shit together and wake up spiritually and transcend your ego and release all of those limiting beliefs. Because when you get down to it, we are all made of stardust. We are all elements of the universe. And music, I'll get back to it again, like music is so powerful because it has the ability to bring us together and to release us from those bonds of mental slavery that we are all under. It releases us from the spell that we have all been under, the illusion that we're all separate. We're not, we're all one. And getting back to what this song does, the Richmond, north of Richmond, this dude just reminded an entire nation and potentially other countries as well. 30 million views so far, you know, those views don't lie. You've struck a chord in the collective hearts of humanity. So it's reminding people of our unity, of our oneness, and that the only way we're going to move forward is when we remember that we are the many. We are the mighty. It's not those fucking suits, you know, the puppets who hide behind TV cameras and, you know, their podiums and lie to us. And I think everybody's realizing now it's not left versus right. It's not race versus other race. It's none of those things. It's the many righteous versus the few wicked. It's us versus them. It's good versus evil. It's all of humanity. People should just be able to like grow gardens and raise our babies and love each other. We shouldn't have to work this hard. We shouldn't have to break our backs. It shouldn't be so hard to get drinking water that isn't poisoned with toxic chemicals. It shouldn't be so hard to go out and breathe clean air that's not poisoned by toxic chemtrails that they're spraying in the air. They're literally spraying aluminum in the air to block out the sun because they have convinced so many people that if they pay more taxes, they can make the earth cooler in the solar system. And by the way, every planet is heating up. For the past 10 years, if you look at a scale of all of the planet's temperatures, the solar system is heating up. It's not because you started your car this morning. I cannot entertain that any longer. You know, it shouldn't be so hard to go out and get a piece of bread that doesn't cause 38 different chemical reactions and food allergies because it's been drenched and soaked in Roundup. It shouldn't be so hard to just go out and enjoy our lives with freedom that we're meant to have. We're meant to be free. And there are people who are keeping you so enslaved in this illusion, this matrix of consume, obey, work, pay taxes, go consume again, borrow, take out loans. We're keeping all of these fat war pigs rich, and meanwhile, the average person doesn't even know that they're being enslaved. The best way to keep slaves, they figured this out a long time ago, is to give them the illusion that they're free. You give people the illusion that they're free. They don't need to keep you in chains because you will keep yourself in bondage. That's all everybody is trying to, people like me have been trying to wake people up for so long, and I'm not waking people up anymore. The people who want to stay asleep and keep their eyes peeled shut and pulled down over their faces, like those people, we're not going to wake them up anymore. But for the rest of us who still feel that pain, that cosmic spiritual pain of separateness that they are, the agenda that they're forcing on us right now, songs like this are what remind us that we are all one. Songs like this are what remind us that we need to come back together and take care of each other and love each other and help each other. And it's the mighty, many righteous versus the wicked few. And guess what? God wins.